Hello, good morning. The name is Nyanyo Kwame Azanu Jr. and this is Nyanyo's Chronicles. Today I've decided to talk on a topic I have titled The Country of Big Men. And as we know, Ghana is a very big country, at least within the West African sub-region. Compared to Togo and all those things, Ghana is quite huge. And I've realized that the country is largely dominated by people we have tagged big men, quote unquote big men, and these big men are somewhat invisible. We never get to see them, but we feel their actions and inactions. We feel their influence on society. We feel the impact of the things that they do, and if it affects us directly. I don't know how many of you have heard, and I'm sure there are quite a few people who are familiar with statements like this, that it be some big money own, a big man owns it, and it seems every negative thing within the society that we live in, within the country, has something to do with a big man somewhere, some invisible big man somewhere that we never get to see. Talk of buildings on waterway, they say some big man in own, it's for some big man, and you never get to see who the big man is. Talk of even this current issue of Galamsey, some big man way they sponsor the boys, some big man has a hand in it. They say an LPG station is situated in the middle of town and it's dangerous. Some big man day back, some big man you own. Who impregnated that girl? Some big man. Who is using that DV number? Some big man. You can't touch him. And we never get to see who these big men actually are. But we can't deny the fact that their actions and inactions are affecting us. And it's interesting how these big men have so much power to determine where you would sleep. They can determine where you would sleep at night. They have control over the security, some security personnel. They have an enormous amount of power that you never know how they get some of these things, but then they control. They are the movers and the shakers of the country Ghana. They determine how things go. They determine how trade goes and all those things. And some of them are not even in the corridors of power, but then they wield a lot of power. They possess an unimaginable amount of power, and their actions really affect us. I just thought I should bring it up, and it's interesting. We never get to see this big man. I don't know if it's just me, but it's gotten to the point, and this came up as a result of this whole issue of Galamsey. And by the way, I pledge my support for the 3 weeks thing that the minister is taking up with clamping down on Galamsey. It's a good thing, and I support it. This whole big man thing came up when this whole Galamsey issue started. You realize that there's always someone behind, and we never get to see that face behind, that big man behind. We never get to see, but they control almost everything. Talk of land guards beating people around. It be some big man, it's some big man's land, and the big man sends that they should beat the people. The big man here, the big man there, the big man there. I just think it's something we can all ponder about. A country run by the big men, the invisible big men that we never get to see. All right, this is something that I just want to draw your attention to. Let's think about it. Let's see how we can resolve this issue of big men in this country. Thank you once again. The name is Nyanyo Kwame Azanu Jr. and catch you on the next episode. Bye.